Improv is a form of theatre where there is no script. So in most scripted plays, you should have learnt your lines, you should stand in the right place, and you do the same thing night after night. And if you're winging it, you're in the wings going, what's my line, which is a problem. Improv is a completely different form of theatre where you come and say to the audience, we have no script. We are going to use your suggestions and create theatre in the moment. This started with a social worker in Chicago in the 1920s. She was helping children who were a bit shy. Then it was her son who thought, this could work as a form of theatre. So by 1959, he'd created Second City in Chicago. And from that actually eventually came Whose Line Is It Anyway? Mike Myers had been in Second City, Canada, and he taught me the improv skills. Now, the main thing about improv is listening. I teach it as a leadership skill because there are times when a leader needs to know their script, they need to be fully on top of the strategy, the budget, the presentation, and there are times when they've got to coach, there are times when they've got to negotiate, there are times when they shouldn't have a script, they should be really listening. So improv is actually about listening, dealing with uncertainty. We embrace it. We do a show that is all about uncertainty. It's very VUCA, Rob. I'm sure you're familiar with that. It's volatile, it's uncertain, it's complex, it's ambiguous. So we find ways, actually, rather than saying, oh, it's a mess, we say, how can we create something from the mess? How can we create story? How can we create meaning? How can we find a path through the complex world? And that mostly comes down to collaboration. That's the main thing about improv, is working with what she says. She's working with what I say, being open to offers. Wow, I didn't know that was going to happen. And instead of saying, why didn't it go my way? You go, that's what happened. That's what they said. That's what the market says. That's what technology says. That's what consumer behavior is saying, and using it. I work a lot in the learning space, of course, teaching the improv skills, leadership, teamwork, all sorts of things, interpersonal skills, personal impact. And here am I with the cream of learning professionals, people actually who got to persuade their business that learning is important. And so often we hear, people are our greatest asset, and that doesn't always actually show in the way they treat their people. Actually, I heard how much it costs to find a new employee, to replace somebody. It's a hell of a lot of money. Why not upskill our people? And of course now with AI, with robots and remote working, improv is the very thing they need. It's about rapport, it's about creativity, it's about finding things we weren't expecting. It's about making people feel they belong even when they're not in the same room. So CLOs need to be better at telling their story to the board, saying actually we belong at the top table because we and the human capital, the human potential is going to be so powerful because robots can do so much. What's going to give us the edge? What's going to make people feel they belong? If they actually are upskilled, given new chances, and also given chances to ascend the ladder, as it were, in different organizations.